Hi, everybody, and welcome to this Bulls Update. My name is Paul Peck, joined by UB Women's Soccer head coach Sean Burke, as we are breaking down the start to the Mid-American Conference schedule for your team. Sean, did not go the way you wanted to. Two very tight, close losses. Take me through. Let's start with the always big rivalry matchup against Ball State, one of the best teams in the MAC, and they come up with the 1-0 victory over your team.
Yeah, not the result we obviously want coming over the weekend. We knew it was going to be a tough opening weekend, especially on the road at two of the top programs in this conference. Came up against a very good Ball State team, dominated a lot of facets of the game. You look at the stats, and that really outshot us. I think they even had more corners than us as well. But the nice thing for us, and we've had a chance now to watch tape on both games, the girls are doing a lot of the right things. And they're close, So I think both games we gave up early goals, so that makes it tough. That changes things. You're chasing the game a little bit, So that's something we're going to look to correct this week. And we'll find the back of the net. We have too much talent, and the girls are putting the work in. Again, not what we planned on, but when you look back at the tape and see some of the performances, we're close to getting this thing on track.
Similar story in the 1-0 loss to Miami a couple of days after Ball State.
Miami, it was two different games. We kind of challenged the girls to step up their performance because they probably didn't show the best on Friday, and a lot of them did. Again, off a defensive set piece, we gave up an early goal, but we put the pressure on. I think we had 15 corners in that game. Obviously, couldn't capitalize. Miami, their coach said it best. They grinded out a game. Sundays in the MAC are hard. It's a quick turnaround. 80-degree day down there in Miami. It was. They did. They grinded out a victory because we put them under tremendous pressure. And if we do that to teams, we're going to get rewarded. And unfortunately, it just wasn't this Sunday.
You have no control over the schedule, so I know you'll tell me you don't waste a lot of time thinking about it. But to start with two of the best teams in the MAC, to jump right into MAC play against Ball State and Miami, did you like that? Is it good for your team? Does it help get your team to know where they need to play at for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I remember you asked me that question last week, and I said, we'll see. And I think my answer is no, I don't like playing the two teams. Honestly, we got to play we play 11 games in conference. You got to find them at some time. And I do think we learned a lot about ourselves. I think the girls learned a lot about each other. And there's a lot of positives. I honestly can sit here. I believe we can win 9 straight games. Our focal point is Friday at Bowling Green, because that's all we have control over. We can't control other results and what does Ball State and Miami do. We have no control over that. All we can control right now is what we do, and it's one game at a time. And right now our focal point's Bowling Green and getting in the win column.
Beyond your team, first week of the MAC, does it give you any sense of what the spirit, the style, the kind of play, the kind of opponents that are what's going to make up MAC soccer this year? There's the parity in this league is, the difference between the 12th place team and the first place team is so marginal. It's so slim. And if you aren't up for it on the day, you'll get punished. Great example, you look at Central Michigan came in undefeated, hadn't lost a non-conference game, playing Northern, I think it was maybe around 500, and that game ended 4-0 in favor of Northern Illinois. You just never know how the results are going to go. And I think one thing that, I think our girls want to pride themselves on, and we have as a program, is we're a team that shows up. And, that'll be our goal. If we show up, I believe our talent will win out. And it's going to be tough because these teams in the conference show up and they battle, they compete. We're going to have to be on our best every day. All right, well, that starts, as you mentioned, with a 3-game homestand that begins on Friday here at UB Stadium against Bowling Green, continues Sunday against Toledo, and then next Thursday against Ohio. What do you know about BG? What did your team learn about themselves in those 2 losses that you are focusing on getting them to take the next step forward against BG?
I think the big thing that we'll take away from our weekend is to finish. And that's in every aspect, obviously, clearly with goals. Can we finish? Can we finish tackles? Can we finish seeing out set pieces? Little facets of the game that have kind of cost us. We're really focused on finishing that aspect of it. I think with Bowling Green and Toledo, they split opening weekend. So they've had a little bit of taste of victory and also some of the spoils. So again, they're going to be coming into this weekend looking for results, because nobody fears anybody in this conference. Everyone believes they can show up every single day and compete. And I think this gives us an opportunity in front of our home crowd to play our brand of soccer. And I think we can really show the conference that we're not 0-2. We're much better than that.
All right, feel free to give me the obvious answer, which is score more goals. But what's the one thing you want to see better out of your team for this 3-game homestand?
Execution. You know, we've always, from day one, with the girls, talk about set pieces being the difference between winning and losing. And I think it's cost us a few games. And both sides of the ball, attacking them, defending them, we need to execute our set pieces at a higher standard. And that's from the delivery to the runs to communication. That'll be a focal point for us. And that's, you know, can we get some positive results this weekend off set pieces?
Well, Sean, thanks and good luck this weekend. The homestand starts for the undefeated at home UB women's soccer team Friday night against Bowling Green. Sean, thanks for joining us as always.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Sean Burke is the UB women's head soccer coach, and we thank him for joining us on this Bulls update here on the Bulls Digital Network.